We have enormous news from boxing. It is official. Undefeated Terence Crawford will face Shawn Porter for Crawford's WBO welterweight title.
I called him up last year. We spoke on the phone. The first thing I said to him, I said, yo, man, I love you. There was like a little hesitation and all that. He's like, what's up? I said, man, I love you.
What was the purpose of that call?
To make a fight.
You might be the only guy in the whole world that tries to make a fight by starting the conversation with, I love you.
Boom. We made a pact. I said, if we're gonna fight, let's do it because we wanna do it. Nobody's gonna make us fight. If we fight, it's because we wanna do it.
In fact, Porter had known for some time he was destined to fight his dear friend, the WBO champion. It was an epiphany that came to him the night of October 13, 2018.
Started to take a look at Terence Crawford when he beat Jose Benavidez. I watched that fight by myself, glued to the TV, fan of Terence Crawford, of course, and I'm watching and I'm like, this dude is shining. There it is again. No mistakes at all.
Crawford is easily in control.
Very hard to do in the sport of boxing.
Oh,
I might have to fight this guy. There was a piece of me that didn't want to get in the ring with him because we do have a friendship. But then there's the other part of me that's pure competition. It's like, yo, that's great, and I want to be a part of that.
Porter and Crawford went back to their teens. Friendship dating to their formative years on the amateur circuit with USA Boxing.
He wasn't the guy that everybody was trying to hang around or anything like that. I actually gravitated towards that. My whole thing was just, like, hang out with this dude. Nobody else is doing it. Terence Crawford has always had a short fuse. Terence would get so angry that his eyes would well up and he would tear up. And people looked at him like he was soft, but they didn't understand. That's anger, and that's how his anger comes out. My dad has hung on to this story where, you know, Terence got into an altercation.
We were at a US tournament. I had words with Terence at the tournament about something, and I happened to be walking through this darkly lit area, and he was coming through at the same time, and we faced off like gunfighters.
Fists balled up, he's just mad, he's angry, and my dad sized him up. He said, I could tell that Terence wasn't gonna back down, so I left him alone because we could end the fight. That's who Terence was.
And it was crazy because even then, he didn't just walk away. He turned with me and watched me the whole entire time until I walked away.
Fist stayed clenched?
Oh, fist stayed clenched the whole time.
The intervening years have seen Crawford win titles in 3 divisions.
but Crawford on top of the world.
And become a fixture atop the pound-for-pound lists. Porter, meanwhile, is a 2-time welterweight champion and the division's most richly experienced fighter.
Porter just too strong.
Still, from Porter's perspective, it's their past that informs the present.
I know Terence. I know what makes him uncomfortable. I'm gonna touch some nerves in the lead up to the fight. Every nerve that I touch is gonna be the right nerve to have him in the right place emotionally.
What nerves and what makes him uncomfortable?
Terence doesn't like you talking about him. He does not like to be doubted. Terence will allow the smallest of things get under his skin and affect him. He's always been in the ring with guys who've allowed him to have fun, who've allowed him to be comfortable. This is gonna be that time that he doesn't.
You said, my legacy will depend on beating Terence Crawford.
This is the biggest fight of my life, and you gotta win this one. My legacy becomes, Shawn was really good, but he couldn't win the big ones. I can't allow that. There's a strong likelihood that I knock him out. I've seen myself dominate Terence Crawford, but in a realistic world, this is a back and forth battle. It's gonna have everyone on their feet every single round.
Who's the best welterweight in the world?
Respectfully, Terence Crawford.
Not Shawn Porter?
I'll let everyone say that after the fight.